some heating down supply. I'm surprised they did that. And that's probably the more okay.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody.
That's right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. That's a perfect segue. Thank you, Miguel. And it is Saturday. It's Saturday morning here on the west coast of the United States and also on the west coast of Canada, just to make sure that we don't leave anybody out. Probably always also on the west coast of Mexico. But in any case, somewhere else in the world, it's afternoon and evening, and I just want to welcome everybody. Hello there. It is time for the Virtual Pipe Club, and these are the guys who are here so far in the Virtual Pipe Club. Say good afternoon, good evening, good welcome.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. There we go. So I'm just going to be here for a second. I'm David Dorian Ross, founder of the Virtual Pipe Club, and I've been kind of gone for a few weeks, and we've had Oliver, also known as Cool Dad, running the meetings, and he's done such a fantastic job. I'm going to let him run most of the meeting today as well. I just wanted to get us out there. We are live streaming also to Facebook and YouTube, and there are people already commenting and saying hello over there. GD Ootnaboot says hello from Bonnie, Scotland. Happy smokes. And we say happy smokes to you too. I just have to say one thing, just kind of to let you guys know where I've been. A little bit of a. Is this a brag? I don't know what this is. This is a happy announcement. So one of the reasons why I've been gone is that this week, leading up from last week to this week, my life partner of over 15, 16 years, mother of my child and whatnot, we decided to elope and officially tie the knot. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I did on my spring vacation. Anyway, I'm glad to be back. It's good to be with you guys. I'm going to turn it over to Oliver. Oliver, take it away, brother.
All right. So welcome to the club, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start with our virtual pipe thing. And I guess the last one was Elvin. Is it true from the last time? Would you like to start with your housekeeping?
Did you say me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I guess he was the last one.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I am smoking some. Well, hello, good afternoon from a beautiful day in sunny Texas. And I'm smoking my Briarworks Ben Apple. It's a crimson blast or something like that, with some Peter Stokeby's Luxury English, great buck blend. But I have my on in reserve my Virtual Pipe Club pipe, which I must smoke, and I will hopefully have my raffle pipe next week to smoke. So I'm having something done to it, having it converted for a filter. So I'll have it then.
Great.
And David, just to mention, I'm glad you're back. Cool Dad got me in trouble with my wife last week, so I'm glad you're back.
Okay. Who's next? Alvin.
Oh, let's see. How about Chris? Chris, you on mute?
Good afternoon. Yep. Going to be smoking my Nordic Fantasy today. A little no bite delight in this. Take a little break from the yard work today. And let's pass it over to Tim.
Morning. It's Tim from Haverhill, Mass. It's a nice day today, 70 degrees here. It's great. It's going to be raining all day tomorrow, so that'll be a little bit of a change. Anyway, I'm smoking the pipe that I won in the raffle from the Virtual Pipe Club. It is the Mostro de Pai, a really nice pipe. This is about its third smoke. It's smoking really well. really big bowl, holds a lot of tobacco, which I really, really like. I kind of like bigger pipes, and might be kind of unusual for you guys to see me smoking something other than a Peterson. But while I'm on the subject, here's my new Peterson. It's the John Bull that I picked up last week. They reissued it. They smoking pipes. I guess they found some ones that weren't sold, but here it is.
Very nice.
And I'm going, thank you. And I'm going to pass the virtual pipe to Mike Rizzo. And Mike, I just want to say, a couple of weeks ago, I saw at the meeting, I saw one of your cats was climbing up the back of the screen there. And I was really enjoying that because I'm a huge fan of cats. And take it away.
Mike, what's up?
Michael.
Oh, is he?
Mike, I can see your microphone, so there's something wrong on your side, I guess.
Yeah, I can see him.
Yeah, but I can't see the microphone.
Oh, is he frozen or?
Yeah, maybe it could be. So pick another one, please.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick Louis Carbone, president of the New York Pipe Club, and other Peterson aficionado. Take it away, Louis.
Well, thank you, Tim. Good day, everyone. Good day, good evening, and everything in between. So glad to be here, and congratulations, David. We missed you. Welcome back. So today I changed it up, going old school with this clay. And there's a story behind the clay. I'll make it short and sweet. But so this clay isn't actually, and I do believe him, it's a 17th century clay made in the 17th century. It was mudlocked from the foreshore of the River Thames in London, and it was purchased in a lot by Gary Mollenberg, who is one of the authors of the Peterson book, and also called Secondhand Smokes on eBay. And he told me he purchased this in a lot of pipes, a bunch of clays from a mudlocker from London. And I am smoking Dimitri's VPC blend in here, which he gave a little bit to me, perfectly fit into the small bowl of this clay. And it is absolutely wonderful. And so on that note, I will pass the virtual pipe to my friend Dimitri.
Hello, everybody. Well, yesterday, 3 of us, members of New York Pipe Club, met in person, Lou, Pablo, and I. So Lou actually told us a little more about that particular pipe he's smoking now, and I was able to give him a sample of the tobacco many of you will be getting soon, maybe in about a month or so. And today I'm smoking this Sassini for Dutch. So I assume it's 1970s, probably. And I'm smoking like a blend of some leftover tobaccos, which is actually not bad. And let me pass the pipe to India. Ramachandran, you next.
Yeah. Good evening.
Hey, Ramachandran.
Yeah. Yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everything from here in India. I'm right now smoking my 780 Bulldog, and in it I have put Colonel D's Red Odessa. But before passing on, I would like to request you all to have in your prayers the pitiable conditions in India this Corona has unleashed. Thousands of people have died, and people are dying not so much because of Corona, but because of want of medicines and oxygen. Government is trying to do its level best, but anyway, I request you all to keep all those people who died in your prayers and all those people who are fighting for their life. Please pray for them for speedy recovery. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Miguel.
Thank you so much, Raman Chandran. Yeah, my prayers actually goes to those people who passed away because of this coronavirus. Congratulations, DDR. I'm glad to be here. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. I am smoking, like what Oliver told me. This is my favorite blend. And I want to share a little story about this pipe that I have here. This is a Dunhill 5512 Cumberland. I shared the story with you guys that about I actually sold my Dunhill and my Castellos. I have 7 pipes for 1 day per pipe. I actually thought I sold all of them. And then, being married for 32 years, when your wife told you to arrange some of your stuff, you have to follow what she said. So when I actually moved some of my liquor basically to another room, there's 3 boxes behind my liquor boxes. I actually thought I sold it. And then sure enough, I think I bought this back in 2004. I just want to share with you. It's a beautiful pipe. I think I'm not going to sell it. And I'll pass the pipe to Boris the Piper.
Thank you. And good evening, everybody. I'm smoking this club pipe and in it McFarlane's Virginia Flake. And congratulations to David. Next one is, let me see, you again.
Hello, everybody. I'm smoking my Alpine Basic, and in it is a classic combination with all the golden slice. And later on, I will smoke my new old Kisero that Aaron was so kind to send me one, and with a little bit of tobacco. So I'm really excited about that taste profile of that special tobacco. International friendship is great, and that is what I mostly enjoy being part of the Virtual Pipe Club. So the Virtual Pipe I pass on to, let me see, Ian Reed. What are you smoking today?
Yes, once again, I have my pipe that I won in the raffle, Virtual Pipe Club, this Pole from Brebbia. It's a fantastic pipe, and it has a cap. And today I was out meeting some people, and I tried it out because it was windy, and the cap goes in, and it smokes great with the cap in. So that was a well-designed pipe there. And while I'm at it, I wanted to tell Ramachandran that my intention was to go to Delhi in September, but I think this year's going to be out because of the unfortunate situation. But certainly next year, I shall be spending 3 months in India.
Definitely,
and we'll be
sir.
filming it because I have a certain amount of fans because I'm a musician. So we'll be filming it.
Great.
Put
Do
it on
let me know
YouTube.
whenever you're going to be here. I would love to meet you and host you here.
Great, thank you. Well, I have a lot of people I know in Delhi because my friend's wife comes from there. Anyway, I've got Scottish McBaron in there, I think Scottish blend. So with that, I shall pass the pipe to Amir.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thanks, Ian. For your information, my son is not smoking anything. He just has a pipe. So he's been playing with pipes since he was like 1 year old. So he has like 6 pipes, and all of them were supposed to be mine. So it's all his now. So today I'm smoking my collaboration pipe with Marek Chikel, the Bulldog again. And I'm smoking what's called it's a Levan mixture again. So can't get enough of Levan mixture. I'm gonna finish the whole tin and buy another one, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna pass my virtual pipe to Alvin. Have you been? Alvin Miller?
Yes, Amir. Thank you. I have already. Thank you, though.
Oh, okay. So it's Zach.
Thanks. Today I'm smoking the SMS Meerschaum, kind of a bent paneled. You probably can't tell in this light, but it's got a neat kind of tortoise stem with some GLP's Stonehenge. Just gonna make it quick and pass it on to someone else. Who hasn't gone? Alistair.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to be back. I'm smoking. My wife got me this enormous half-pound of Haunted Bookshop for Christmas, and I've made a small dent in it. And I am smoking the Virtual Pipe Club pipe, and this is the first time that I'm smoking this pipe because it is a beautiful day, sunny day in upstate New York. Let's go on. I'll pass the pipe to, how about Peter, Minnesota.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I had to unmute there. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm from Minnesota. It's not very nice, really, weather-wise. I'm a little jealous of some of the sunny days. Cloudy, a little dampish, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm in my building with the heater on. So pretty nice. I've got the Pipe Club coloring, guys, kind of coloring in slowly. And I'm smoking some early morning pipe, which apparently that's my favorite because I smoke it all the time. And it's great to see everyone. I think I'll pass it on. I think I'll pick on Glenn. Is Glenn there?
Yes.
Who's there? There's Glenn. All right. So handing off about 10 miles away. He lives pretty close. So thank you.
Today we're smoking a Sunrise Amber Grain. I believe they were made by Kamoy. Very nice light pipe. And my fuel for the day is Sutliff's Berkshire Blend, which is an English, mild English, and very tasty. And well, let's see. Stephen, have you been on yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, pass it to you. Thanks.
Thank you. Good day to everybody. I'm smoking a pipe that I bought, back in 1970 at the Fred Diebel's pipe store in Crown Center. It's I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a Canute or Newt, K-N-U-T-E. And I'm smoking some McBaron's London Blend. And I will pass this. Oliver, you've been so quiet.
Thank you. All right, so I'm smoking. Thank you, by the way. And congrats to David and greetings from Chicagoland. So today I'm smoking some of my favorites, Amphora Virginia. And the reason is I have a new pipe, and this is the Savinelli Prince shape. And I'm pretty much in the breaking in process. So it's a very nice smoker. It's my third bowl right now, and I love it. So I like the stem as well. It's very nice. I like the flat bowls, a little bit wider. Very nice. Good smoker. And with this, I would like to pass the virtual pipe to Mike Rizzo. You are on, right?
Yes, thank you, Oliver. Today I'm smoking one of my Savinelli 616 KS. I have a couple of these, and in it I'm smoking London Flake by LJ Peretti, one of my favorites. And I will pass it to Boris. Have you gone yet?
Yep.
Let's see. What about Ricardo?
Hey, before you jump over to Ricardo, Mike, I want to ask you a quick question. Did you get your pipe yet?
I did. I got it. I showed it last week, and it came 10 minutes before the meeting last week. So yes, I finally got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. It just took me such a long time to find a box I could ship it in.
I see why.
Okay, well, cool. I hope you really love it.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Well, good evening to everyone. I'm smoking a Castello Canadian Old Antiquary finish, which is a sandblasted finish. And I am smoking a German tobacco, which I am trying now. It's Kenyan number 2, Castle Blend, and I'm really enjoying it very much. And I don't want to have a new favorite, but sadly, I think it is getting into my rotation. It's not for sale here. I have to buy it in Germany. Fortunately, German tobacconists still are allowed to sell online. And if you like Virginias, Perique, and some Orientals, if you can give it a try, I think it is a really high quality tobacco. And I'll pass Adam Ferrer.
Hey, thank you very much. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good evening. Right now, I'm actually smoking my nut. As the members of the page saw, I made this. And I was smoking my corn cob. Now I'm just trying it out. Smokes great. And with it, I'm smoking some Big Ben. Funny story, I ran out of tobacco and I was out. And I only had like €3 in my pocket. So what the heck? I got the cheapest one I can find. And mind you, they go together. It doesn't give me tongue bite. It's actually pretty good. And thanks everyone for the likes and haha reaction on Facebook. So I'm gonna pass my virtual pipe too. Well, yeah, it had been like a great week of pipes. I actually bought like my first corn cob and another one just came in. So it was a great week for piping. So I'm gonna pass my virtual pipe to is Uncle Dimitri there yet?
Yeah, I was on already.
Okay, Mr. Luis Carbone.
Thank you. I was also on.
Okay, guys, you need to help me out. Anyone else that Mr. Stewart from Australia. Good morning, I think. I think you're on mute.
Nope, it should be okay now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Adam. Yes, beautiful morning, I think it's going to be. I'm smoking today. The raffle prize from the Virtual Pipe Club first anniversary, 7LE 111KS. Beautiful aromatic pipe. It's been the only pipe I've smoked for the last 10 days since I got it. It's just a wonderful pipe for walking around and just great. Anyway, I've got some autumn evening for my autumn morning here in Australia. And DDR, congratulations. And I'll pass it over to, let me see, Matthias.
And guys, when we go to pass it on the next time, Jim Hannibal's over there feeling very alone.
Same with Randall.
Okay, Matthias here. Hi guys, second time on. So I'm in my pipe workshop, smoking this is actually my main workshop pipe, trying to prove to myself that I can keep it white and clean. So I smoke this even when I'm coloring pipes, and it's still holding color quite nicely. Smoking like 2 bowls every time I'm down in the workshop. Smoking Arcadian Perique in it currently, having a great time. And let's see, John Plunkett.
Thank you, Matthias. I'm just smoking one of my oldest pipes here. This is a work pipe. It was a basket pipe. It's stamped Irish Seconds, and it is a second. It's got a big fill in it. Maybe you'll see it's got paint on it. It's my truck pipe for quite a while, but it still smokes well. It's one of the oldest pipes that I have. Today I'm smoking an LJ Peretti B94, which is a Burley Cavendish with a rum topping on it. It's moist, smokes kind of smooth and easy. It doesn't have any bite. So far, I've been enjoying it a great deal. And also extend my congratulations to DDR. Best wishes for you both for continued life of joy and love. And so I will pass this on to Kent, the wheel piper.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Today, I'm smoking through my small collection, well, small depending on whether you're talking to my wife or another piper, of Princes because of their small bowls.
The sky's the limit. I can do whatever I want.
Because of their small bowls. And because what I'm doing is an experiment with Turkish blends. Peter Stokkebye PS84 is one that's used for blending, as is the other one I'm going to talk about. I'm experimenting with combining it with the Sutliff TS24, which is another one that can be smoked by itself, but is often used for blending. And then trying basma leaf with both of those singularly and together, and see if I can come up with an Oriental another Oriental that I really like. So I'm not smoking my club pipe today, which is strange, but it's for experimental purposes. So in the pursuit of science, you have to make some sacrifices. So I will pass the pipe on to Chris. Have you been? Chris appears to be frozen anyway. How about Ivan? Have you gone?
Oh, hello, everyone. Greetings from London once again on a very blustery but mild London evening. I've got my Aristocup pipe, smoking something called Nording Tumbleweed. Not completely crazy about it, but it's sort of growing into me. I think I'm discovering that I've been used to aromatics for a while, and I'd like to sort of diversify a little bit. Anyway, so I'm setting up my club pipe with one of the other blends I might have around. We'll see what turns up. Very good to be with you. Congratulations, DDR. And shall we pass it on to, gosh, who hasn't been? Speak up.
Randall.
Go for it. Hey, Jim Hannibal, come on in. Give us some volume, Jim.
So I would say maybe Randall is the next. He's in the waiting loop.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Good. Good. Where are we at? Don, I'm not talking with you. Today I have my very nice club pipe that I like a lot. Smoke it often. I will be filling it later on. I can't smoke in the house, so I have to go in the garage, and I will be putting in some Peter Heinrich's Special Curly. Very nice, what I call it, woven Virginia, and it's in coins. But what's rather unique is the coins are quite small, maybe the size of a penny, and they fold up nice, and they're sweet, and they've got a very hay-like essence to them, and I enjoy them a lot. And we should look. Oh, yeah,
let's go to Jim.
Alvin.
Let's go to Jim if we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already gone, so let's go to Jim.
I know, but you mentioned you're having a pipe converted to filter. And I wanted
yes,
you
that's correct.
to speak about that a little bit.
Be glad to whenever I do that a lot.
Who does that for you?
Briarville in Durango, Colorado. Rich Messino.
Briarville, huh? Okay.
Yes, briarville.com. He does a great job of it. He actually has just been hired, authorized by Dunhill to work on their pipes. So he's pretty good at it.
Excellent. Okay. Over and out.
I think I got cut off earlier.
Now you're on.
I don't know if that was by design or not, but anyway.
Hi, Jim.
I'm smoking a Preben Home. It's a fancy 100, and in it I'm smoking GLP's jackknife plug, and enjoying it. It's a great smoker and pretty good tobacco. So let's see. I guess I got to pass the virtual pipe. Is there anyone that hasn't spoken yet?
Maybe David.
David, are you there?
Yeah, I am smoking something. We were talking about the Amphora Virginia blend at just before we went on air, and some of you may know that's like one of my top 10, maybe top 5 favorite tobaccos. But what I'm smoking today is a rival, and it's just sort of the last bit of it. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's not going to focus. It is McRaney's Red Ribbon, which is another beautiful Virginia. And it if anything could compete with the Amphora Virginia blend, that would be the McRaney's. But this is the last on planet Earth, I think. It's all done. And I'm smoking a Mini Warden bent strawberry from Karim Pipes. Some of you guys may know Abdul Karim out there in Malaysia, and he's been slowly getting better and better and better at all of his pipes. I've got quite a few of them, and this is my newest acquisition from him, so I'm just really enjoying it. That's my gig. Thank you for asking.
Congrats, by the way. I didn't get a chance to mention that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All you guys, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for all those nice wishes. I know a bunch of you guys shot me some good thoughts over there on Facebook during the week and whatnot.
Hey, we knew you had to be out for a good reason.
Yeah.
So.
Is it not to pry? Is it your first marriage?
No, it's not my first. It is. Wait a minute. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Is that right? I got to count them up. But not. Let's put it this way. Let's not talk about that today.
It's not your first rodeo. That's all. That's all. That's all we have to say.
Let me just pass it over to Oliver. Oliver, you can do whatever you like, my man.
What? I'm surprised. You are the host. Please do something.
What am I going to do? So I was thinking this morning, I've been so gone for so long. I don't know if you guys have already talked about this, but it occurred to me that we spend every weekend together, and I'm getting to know everybody bit by bit. And, I feel you, but I have to confess there's a lot of things I don't know about everybody. And one of the things I'm really curious about is stuff that we do in other than smoking pipes. Like, and I'm not talking about work. Like, we can always talk about work, but, other hobbies, or are you an outdoors person, an indoors person? That kind of thing.
I have an idea for that.
Yeah, go for it.
Peter Gitz, you make a lot with cats and dogs. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the story behind this?
Oh, well, thank you. That's a great, if we're friends on Facebook, you see a flood of animal posts, and if it's too much, I apologize.
No, it's never too much.
It cannot be too much.
Cats and dogs.
We love it.
And thanks, Oliver. I'm kind of embarrassed. my wife and I are very into dogs. We both had purebred border collies and did agility and sheep herding. I did sheep herding and competed some and got, awards and whatever. And then our two dogs did pass away after fairly long lives. And we decided to go into rescue, to look at rescuing a dog, which is now my big passion. And we got a dog from Pine Ridge Indian Reservation that was just found running wild on the prairie on an Indian reservation that's about the size of Connecticut, the state of Connecticut. It's in South Dakota. And anyway, this dog is like the greatest dog. He is like the most sweet, wonderful dog. He's probably never saw a person until he got picked up in a truck and fed into the animal rescue world. So we got involved with the rescue organization that does picking up at Indian reservations. And then we got another dog. And that dog had some disabilities, physical issues. He was a kennel dog that had been trapped in a kennel without any exercise for years. And he's messed up. But we're really into it now. And I encourage everyone to get a rescue dog and a rescue cat. We have a rescue cat as well. And I really appreciate Oliver letting me talk about that. And I think I don't have any kids, so I think these are going to get the money. These rescue organizations, they can really use it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for asking about that. Thanks, Oliver.
But will they get the pipe? That's the question.
So Peter, thank you for what you're doing. I think it's absolutely fabulous.
I appreciate it.
How many animals do you have in your location?
We have two dogs and a cat right now. Constantly eyeing up cats and dogs. We're limited where we live supposedly to two dogs. I don't understand why, but we're going to work on that when I retire. Get a kennel license and maybe add a few more rescue dogs and at least foster them. So not as many as I'd like. But we have one cat and two dogs at the moment. So, yeah.
That's just fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. And unlike children, you can put them in a kennel.
I was going to say, do you want to rescue some of my children?
I don't know that that's true. But again, maybe I shouldn't say that on air.
We don't really put our dogs in kennels that much either.
I have kids available if you'd like to rescue any children. Just let me know. But on that, on the dog and cat note, I just rescued two cats. So I have two kittens. I have a boxer and a French bulldog, along with 4 kids. So I have a full house.
You got a house full.
We help with a golden retriever rescue.
Oh, nice.
It was really
we have 2 fosters right now.
Shocking to
great. That's wonderful.
When I went to the rescue to see how many animals, it's really sad actually and depressing to go there and see how many amazing animals are homeless.
Tragic.
If I had more room and maybe not as many kids, I'd adopt them all.
Oh, yeah. Good for you.
Currently, I have 2 cats. One's a tortoiseshell female, and the black one, it was a feral cat that took a year for me to be able to pet it after feeding it for a year. And now he won't leave me alone.
That's nice.
Well, I'm a more dog type of person. I had 2 dogs in my life, and the last one passed away 5 years ago. And now my living circumstances don't allow me to have a puppy. David, you can tell us more about that, how much work a puppy makes. So that is unfortunate for me. But I also had cats in the family, so I love mostly dogs, but also cats. It's they're great animals.
Yeah, I always considered myself a dog person until we got these two kittens, and then I realized how much easier cats are than dogs. It's just give them a litter box, put food out, and give them some love every once in a while, and they're content. Dogs are up your butt constantly, in, out, in, out. Yeah.
I can attest
So
to that,
true.
Michael.
So true.
I've had dogs my whole life, and then due to our schedules, we just my girlfriend always had cats, so we both work a lot. We're not home a lot. We got cats, and they're like the best pets. You know, I still love dogs. I just don't live in a place that can accommodate them really. Two busy roads nearby. I can't let them roam, and the cats have turned out to be, we've had one 4 years and one 2 years. They're both adopted. I can attest, I'm not a convert. I still love dogs, but they're nice pets to have.
100%.
You guys know that the only reason why you love cats now is because of the parasite they put in your brain, so that you like them. And I just say that, and I'm about to lose half of my friends. But cats are evil. I'm just want to remind you guys.
I thought that till I owned some. I'll be honest.
We don't really own them. We serve them. They don't really need a parasite plan. They remember that they were worshipped in Egypt. They'll never forget that.
They definitely have that attitude. They know who they are, and they don't try to shy away from trying to make you ultimately happy.
Yeah. We have 3 cats. All of them are rescue cats. One of them found in the backyard when he was about 4 weeks old, dirty and hungry. Of course, we couldn't leave him out there. Later, my daughter brought another kitten who was living in a tire shop. So we adopted him and then adopted another cat. So now we have 3. Plus, one of the street cats living in our neighborhood decided to adopt us. So when I'm about to come outside, she's waiting by the door, waiting for me to come out. So sometimes I'm sitting here smoking. He jumps on top of me. I'm sure many of you saw her. We give her food, fresh water, and she decided that we are her humans.
You were worthy of her company.
Mike, a couple of weeks ago, one of your kittens was climbing up that back screen there, and I was loving it because I'm a huge fan of cats. I didn't grow up with them, and adopted one maybe 20 years ago or so, and I've been a cat fan ever since. And right now I have a tortoiseshell who's like 17, almost 17, and she's been amazing. I have a wonderful cat, and I know some prefer dogs, some prefer cats, some like both, but cats can do some amazing things. I mean, they're like ninjas. I mean, they can climb and crawl and jump and do all kinds of things, and they're amazing hunters when they go outside. So they're quite the animal, even if you're not a big fan.
Yeah, that same kitten who daily scales the screens behind me, I'll walk past the refrigerator and he'll just randomly jump on my shoulders without any kind of warning. And if the first couple times he did it, it scared the crap out of me. But now I'm kind of used to it. So like he'll just literally launch 3 feet across, land on my shoulders perfectly, and then just sit there like a parrot as I walk around the house.
That gets painful too.
How many of you that own cats, the cats bring you gifts? My cat will give me gophers on my front porch. They'll give me lizards and birds, and I have to be careful when I walk out my front door because I don't know what I'll step on.
Yeah, growing up,
I had a snake on my front porch from them.
Growing up, when we had outdoor cats, they used to bring us, field mice and birds all the time. These ones are indoor cats for now, so nothing yet.
I've heard that that's their sign of appreciation for feeding them.
Yes, well, cats actually, wild cats Well, they live in a like small group, and they always take care of each other. If one of the cats is sick or unable to hunt, others take care of that cat, bringing it food. So in their eyes, we are just so incapable of taking care of ourselves. So when they hunt something, kill a mouse or a bird, they bring it to us because this way they're taking care of us.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, I have I do work for some customers that live in a retirement community, and they have a pretty big feral cat problem where there's a pack of probably 50 cats that a lot of the residents leave food out for, and it's almost like a gang. They kind of wander around and terrorize the neighborhood. Some people love them, some people hate them, but it's pretty interesting to see a pack of 30, 40 cats roaming around.
Yeah, not a cat person myself. We do dogs, but my brother-in-law has a stable with a few horses and barn cats they had out there. I gotta say, the barn cats were probably the closest thing to a dog I've ever seen in a cat. They were great. I did some electrical work for them. They come up and hang out with me on my ladder. Just sit there. Same thing. Some of them they jump up and ride your shoulder like a parrot. Sit there next to the corral rail when I come walking up there and just climb your shoulder, and they hang out with you, for a while while you're walking around. They're pretty cool.
I used to have horses for a number of years, and I had up to 6 horses at one time when my kids were younger. Horses are like dogs. They have personalities that are different, just like dogs. And horses were really gentle animals. And, I had up to 6 horses at one time. My kids were younger.
I'm going to turn it back over there to Oliver again. This is really interesting to learn about the love of animals in this group. Some of you guys know I have 2 dogs. I've got an older rescue. So Peter, I know I would rescue all the dogs I could possibly fit into my house if I could, because they are just amazing. Tell you a quick story about the dog that we rescued. At the time that we rescued him, my youngest daughter had been bitten by a dog. And so she had this horrible phobia of dogs. Like she would see one on the other side of the street across the, down the block, and she would already be climbing up my shoulder to try to get out of the way. And Oz is a big dog. He's not a little tiny, lap dog at all. Within one day, she had been cured of her fear of dogs, and just has really been a healing factor in our house. It's just been wonderful. And then it's
the little dogs you have to look out for. The big dogs are gentle as giant, just gentle giants.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Oz is so mellow. And now I have this new dog. She's only 6 months old, and she's already as big as my full-grown rescue. So,
what kind of dog is she?
So my new puppy is a Great Pyrenees poodle mix. So she's 55 pounds right now, and so she's on the track to be about 120 to 130 pounds when she's done.
Like a giant poodle and a Great Pyrenees mix?
Yeah.
A pure doodle.
That's a smart dog, right? That's a smart dog right there. That's 2 of the smarter breeds you'll get. They'll have you. If she doesn't have you trained already, she will.
So that's the thing about this dog, is that she sleeps in my room. She sleeps in her kennel, but then she wakes up every morning at 5 a.m. and sits up and starts to, try to wake me up, saying it's time for me to wake up. And she starts out with just a little small, and then if I don't wake up, she gets louder. But yes, she has me well trained. But so now, Oliver, what else have we got in this group? We've got lots of craftsmen. I know we have, many pipe carvers and restorers. Anybody doing anything else with their hands, making furniture?
So now, Oliver, what else have we got in this group? We've got lots of craftsmen. I know we have any.
Well, it's not more of being crafty. It's more of me being cheap and not having a budget. So I try to look for state pipe here in Italy and try to restore it and try to make them work more of the time.
Who's that?
I hear somebody speaking Italian.
Might be me. I'm in Italy.
I have no clue. So you guys have something to say about your hobby or different from pipe smoking or your favorites?
I like small cars.
What's that?
Like really, really small cars.
You like to build small cars, you said?
Yeah, we race them. The Tamiya ones. Like we have like small racetracks and we just release them and just see who wins on a weekend basis.
Like Tamiya?
Yeah, Tamiya. Yeah, here's the guy who knows it.
I used to play Tamiya when I was in secondary school and primary school, and it costs a lot of money. It's like I can't eat for a whole month. You know, the money that my father gave me for our canteen, you can't eat for a whole month to buy one cup, and then we just race it like hell.
Dude, it's actually making a comeback. So right now, the kids back then who didn't have money, who just asked money from their parents, now actually have jobs. So what Tamiya did is that they actually released like more expensive kits, and knowing that the kids back then has money right now because they're full-grown men, they're actually stealing from your child memories. Like they knew that you wanted it, and now they jacked up the price, and now you're buying it. It's like one price of a Tamiya is like 1 Savinelli here. So that's how expensive this hobby is.
Adam, does your race car that you have, does it go on a track?
Yes, sir. It goes on a 3-lane or a 5-lane track, and then you just release it. But the thing is, you can't be the fastest one because some of them, the tracks, they actually put like obstacles, like jump ramps. They put a big loop like a roller coaster. They make your car like go on a 90-degree vertical, and fast isn't always good. If you know what I mean, you actually need to put brakes on your car. It's not RC. You don't really control it. You just let it go and do a Hail Mary that it doesn't jump off.
I remember back in the 60s and 70s, there used to be slot car tracks just about everywhere that we'd be able to go and race our cars on.
Yep, Jim, I remember that. That was a big deal when I was going to school. And there were slot car, like that was before there were arcades, I think. You know, that's where all the kids went.
Right. Yeah,
What's a
pretty big too.
Sorry, what's a slot car?
Well, they were in those days before RC cars, so they were actually controlled by a hand unit, and they call them slot cars because they had a track that had a slot that a little plastic guide attached to the car would fit into, and so it would follow the contour of the track, but you could increase the speed by the little hand control unit, and so you'd configure your car, you'd customize your car so that it would go faster, have bigger wheels, or all that kind of stuff, and all kinds of different body shapes. And that was the thing. Everybody collected the different body shapes and would go down there, and some of the kids would have a whole case full, like a suitcase that they would open up, and they'd have different cars that they could pull out, like when I was surfing, we called that a quiver. so they have a quiver of cars that they could pull out and put it. So that's why they call it slot cars. And yes, children, that's how old I am.
I remember that it's that the most famous one is Carrera in Europe. Do you also know it in US?
You mean like this one? Something like this one? Like a quiver?
Yep.
Yeah, Carreras, they were made like Volkswagens. They had the engines in the back. They were, my neighbor had a couple of them.
We called them Scalextric, I remember. Probably because that was the company that made them.
Yeah, in Spain they were Scalextric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen, what about your hobbies? I know you are a golf master and a grill master. Tell us about that.
Well, that's about it. I just
really?
do a lot of grilling and a lot of golf. Anything that starts with a G, except for occasional fishing.
How is your handicap?
It was a +2.
Wow.
That's on the other side.
Yeah, that means you're breaking par every time.
Right. Well, I started caddying when I was 11 years old. Started playing when I was 12. Shot under par when I was 14. And I told my dad, if I just increase one stroke a year, by the time I'm 21, I'll be shooting 9 under par. My dad said, go ahead.
It was only so easy. Before I had 4 kids, I got down to an 8. Now I play only a few times a year. I got lessons every week and I played 3 times a week. But once I had my 3rd and 4th kid, that kind of went out the window for now.
Yeah, I've had 6 hole-in-ones so far. As a matter of fact, when my brother was out visiting a couple of weeks ago, I hit a shot on number 17, and it was like 2 fingers from going in the hole, which would have been nice. Would have been a good thrill for him. Of course, he hasn't had any, so probably would have made him angry. But when I was 67, I shot my age. When I was 68, I shot my age, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. And so I thought it was going to get easier as I got older, but it didn't. I've always said the older I get, the better I was.
Stephen, what kind of club do you use? You use blade or cavity back?
Cavity.
Cavity, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I play golf as well here in Victoria. My cap is 6. We have we have regular foursome every Sunday that we play on our club. That's one of my hobbies is to play golf. That's why every time you post something on Facebook, I always joke around with you that to make sure to keep it on the short grass because you know exactly what I mean by saying that.
Yeah. We have a group. We play Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
And this is basically the reason why I love golf is basically this is the only game that you call penalty on yourself. It's all about integrity in golf. I mean, if the ball moves, you're gonna let them know that your ball moves. And I learned that the hard way because sometimes when your ball is in the rough, and then you put your club or your irons down and it moves, even though my friend is about 100 yards from me, I have to stop and I said my ball moves. And so we have a little wager every time. We call it we have skins game when we play. And that's one thing all about golf. It's all about the integrity of the game. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I hate when you play and we have a regular foursome, one of us can't play, and somebody will join us. And the thing that I hate the most is, I'm not saying that some people that play golf are bad. It's just when you hit your shot and there's a divot on the ground, just pick up your divot and then put it back. Yeah. I mean, it'll take weeks before that grass is going to grow. So that's the only problem that I have, Sam, when somebody actually join our group. But then again, like what I said, it's about integrity when it comes to golf.
You can learn a lot about somebody when you play golf with them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one thing.
Some good,
So
some
do you
bad.
guys smoke pipes while you play golf? I know most people smoke cigars while on the what you call a pitch.
Usually the front nine, I'll smoke a pipe.
Yeah, me too.
Back nine, usually a cigar.
Yeah, for me is I like what Steven. I play golf on the front nine. I smoke my pipe, but I don't ride the cart. I walk the course. So I can't ride the cart. I have to walk because it's a good exercise. There's about 70 to 100 yards to walk. And I feel like I played golf by the time I got home because I walked the course.
I thought that I was going to be walking my whole life too until I had both my hips replaced.
Yeah, there you go.
and then the cart became
better.
very important.
When I walked, I always played better, and I feel like there's something mental. Like when you're in a cart, you hit an iron shot, you can I'll just drive over there. It'll take me 2 seconds. But when you have to walk to that shot, it puts a little bit more emphasis on keeping.
And
No, you're right.
for somebody that play golf, please, if you're riding a cart, just put it on the cart path. Don't put it on the fairway. That really bugs me all the time. It's like you're gonna damage the fairway. Just leave it on the cart.
So I live. My business is about five minutes from Marion East, which if any golfer knows, Marion. And I got a chance to play the East course about 5 years ago. I broke 100. That's all I wanted to do. I shot a 97. I was thrilled. I mean, because that course will eat you up and spit you out. It's
Steven, you're in California, right?
Right.
Have you walked the fairway of Pebble Beach, or is it too far from you?
No, we were up there one time and we drove around. We didn't get on the course itself, but it's beautiful up there.
That's a beautiful golf course. That's one thing. And there's only three places actually that I'm hoping before I pass is to play. Even not play. I just want to walk Augusta National. I want to walk St. Andrews and then Pebble Beach. St. Andrews is just magnificent. Yeah, St. Andrews is just magnificent.
St. Andrews, you have to walk. There's no carts there.
There's no cart there, yeah.
You have to walk.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk, yeah.
I hope you get the chance.
Oh, that's one of my dream is I can deal with not Pebble Beach, but Augusta National. I just want to walk that course. I mean, I don't have to. Obviously, you have to be invited, and there is no way that you're gonna get invited there. So just to walk the course and see the undulation of the fairways, and St. Andrews because it's a flat, links type of golf course. That's one golf course that I really, really wanted to walk, just to watch people hit golf balls there.
I think to get on Augusta, your best chances are called trespassing.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be quite honest with you, Steven, but when Tiger won the Masters 5 years after, before the Masters, they have this drawn on radio that you can actually join in and play. So this guy actually won, believe it or not, this guy won $60,000 on that radio show. That guy stood outside Augusta National holding a big check for a member to invite him to play Augusta National. We're talking about 60 grand in here. Nobody actually entertained the idea of that. Because Augusta National is one of the oldest golf course and the most traditional golf course ever. I remember when Johnson, his last name is Johnson, is the president of Augusta. And there is actually a controversy about, obviously Augusta is an old boys club, right? And they basically trying to criticize Augusta by not having a women's member. So I remember, and I know that it's an old boys club when his name is Hootie Johnson. And Hootie Johnson on camera on ESPN, he basically said, even if I die tomorrow, we will never change the rules of Augusta. And then 2 years later, Condoleezza Rice, the Secretary of State during Bush administration, basically invited her to become a member. So there are honorary members now, women honorary members in Augusta. But before that, I mean, my God, you cannot. I mean, if you're a lady or if you're a woman, you can't even go to the clubhouse. you know, the changing times now, I mean, you can't do that anymore. You have to accommodate every single person that wants to join the club. And not only that, the reason why Hootie Johnson can say that, I don't know if you guys know, every golf tournament, the sponsors basically know how much the first place money will be. At Augusta National, they don't know what would be the first place money. Because they don't run ads. If you watch Augusta National, the Masters, you probably have one or two commercials in every hole. So it's either Coca-Cola or some other company. Because the reason being is PGA National basically doesn't run Augusta. They run their own tournament. So that's how old that Augusta National is. I love playing golf. That's basically the reason why I know that. Thanks.
They just held the women's amateur there too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, you cannot actually do that old boys kind of club anymore. No. You have to accommodate everybody now. It's 2021. Even in 2020, you have to accommodate everybody.
I have a question for Stuart from Australia. Do you have any different hobbies you would like to tell us?
Yeah. Look, I'm semi-retired, which means I'm not sure I can fully retire because I won't have time to do all the things that I want to do. I actually, my passion, apart from pipes, is I shoot international practical pistol shooting. So I'm about 5 minutes away from the local pistol club. And contrary to a lot of international news, we do still have pistols available to us, and the sport is a growing one. So I'm down at the pistol club probably about 3 times a week, and enjoy it immensely. It's great punching holes in pieces of cardboard. It's an expensive hobby, but what isn't?
Yeah.
What caliber handgun can you purchase in Australia?
We have a maximum of 9mm or 357 SIG. So 45 ACP, all that type of stuff went when the changes to our gun laws happened back in '96. So it's purely 9mm, and so
that's the best caliber anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the most versatile caliber, I guess.
Yeah, I do my own reloading and have all that type of stuff. So it's just a fun pastime and good company and challenging. Again, a bit like golf. I grew up next to a golf course, so therefore I don't play golf. And because you're competing against yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So, Stuart, my question is it easy to get a license for a pistol in Australia, or is it hard to get one?
It's a waiting game. I tell new club members they have to belong to a club to have a legitimate reason to obtain a firearm, and it's a gestation period. From the time you join the club, put in all your paperwork for a license. It takes you 9 months before you get the ability to purchase your own firearm. Up until that stage. Yeah.
They do. So they do all the background checks and everything.
Yes. Not as stringent as Canada that have background checks constantly running on all firearm owners. But it's a very safe sport.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like to shoot as well. I like a standard pistol with a 22 caliber, and it's a real hell here. You have to make a course. You are examined by the police. You are required to buy a special safe box to keep the pistol at home. You cannot have more than 50 bullets at home at any time. Yes, you have to purchase them in the shooting range. You can purchase there as many as you can, as many as you want. but you can't take them from there. If you buy 100 bullets and you shoot 60, that is what's usual when you are in a competition, then the remaining 40, you leave them there. They put your name in the box and keep them in a safe.
Yeah.
And you have to go to the police with the gun every 2 years so they can inspect it and see if any changes have been made. And well, it's a bureaucratic nightmare. But if you haven't tried it, it's almost zen for me. Yeah, I get out very relaxed because you have to put away any thoughts. If you want to shoot, you have to feel your breath in. You have even to feel your heartbeat. It's something you have to try. If you don't try it, you don't know how you feel. It's something really special, at least for me.
What country do you live in, Ricardo?
Spain.
Yes, I actually have a fine work bar, 22, shooting the ISSF standard pistol as well. That's what everyone starts with. And then if you want to go more the action shooting, then that's a variation. But I still shoot standard pistol, sports pistol, centerfire pistol. So it's, but yes, we have inspections of our safe by the local police. Make sure that the safe keeping is all 100%. And we don't have the restrictions on the ammunition that you have. But you cannot purchase ammunition for any caliber that you don't have. So I have to have and prove that I have a 9mm to purchase 9mm ammunition. 22, I have to bring, have that registration papers as well. So very highly regulated, but also it makes the sport safe.
Yeah. In the U.S., a lot of people make their own ammunition. Can you do that?
Yes, I do that for the larger calibers, the 9mm, and I also shoot 357 in centerfire competition, which is like the Olympic style, over 25 yards. And I find that's just another level of enjoying the hobby. It's a bit like I wanted to grow some tobacco, but tobacco in Australia is a prohibited substance, and you can't actually get seeds and grow tobacco. It's illegal. So I can't do the same. I can't load my own.
It's a course to have highly regulated hobbies. And I do.
All the best hobbies are highly regulated.
Well said, Pablo.
Some of you may know that Nordic makes hunting pipes. So the hunting pipes is for like each year they have few seasons like duck season. So he makes a duck pipe or a moose pipe, things like that. So just wondering, how does this attract people who go into sports, shooting sports or hunting sports? Do you think that it's for me, I don't see it as a hunting pipe. Maybe just the name, but
as long as you're downwind, that's the only thing.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to go hunting with a pipe or even a cigar, because animals smell you and they get away.
Well, you could have one guy with the pipe and then the hunter's way over here. So the animal runs away from the guy with the pipe and goes to the hunter.
But you can't go fishing with a pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever shot using laser beams? And I don't mean using the laser as a target, but actually instead of using 9mm, you have a laser in the pistol, and instead of a magazine, the cartridge has a CO2 cartridge in it. So every time you shoot, you have the standard recoil of a 9mm. For a while here in Indianapolis in the USA, and unfortunately it died because you had to use the guy's pistols because he had Glocks. And the idea was when you shot, a laser beam went to the screen, which was a 20-foot wide by 10-foot high screen, and it would register on the target. Instead of then shooting bullets, you just kept shooting with the 9mm, with the equivalent 9. And its advantage was that it cost 35 American dollars for a half hour to an hour. But in that time period, you shot somewhere between 300 and 400 equivalent rounds. And think about how much 9mm ammunition cost. In the US, it's about minimum about $10 a box of 50. So you figure how much for 35 bucks you are sending rounds downrange. Unfortunately, it died because everybody wanted to shoot their own pistols instead of his. But the advantage of this was indoors, and he could put anything on that screen you wanted, from animals to targets to multiple targets to clay birds. You could sit there and shoot rapidly. And because it was, again, there was no live ammunition, he would let you walk around and shoot and also pull from your holster and shoot. So I spent a year, and I probably put the equivalent of 12,000 rounds downrange in a year. But it died because everybody wanted to shoot their own pistols, so it was gone. But it was a blast for that time period. Has anybody else in any other country ran into that where you shoot?
I think if the pandemic goes on one more year, I'm going to figure out how to do that on Zoom and make $1 zillion.
What, David?
That actually sounds like a great idea.
Shoot me down?
Yeah, I have a similar setup for training. It's a Russian lens. You connect it to your USB in your computer, and it sees it's called a SCAT. But the problem with all those devices is that you don't get any recoil. And they're not good for training because recoil control is absolutely important part of shooting.
And this is why his pistols had the CO2 cartridge in them, because it gave the same recoil feeling as a 9mm would. So you were shooting the equivalent. And that's why I had a blast there. And I also didn't have to clean my pistols after. I mean, you just got there and had a blast. You didn't have to do anything else. It was great. But it died. Nobody came after a while.
How did they...
Is it similar to airsoft, is it? The ball bearings, shooting ball bearings?
No, this was laser, not ball bearings.
But you don't have recoil. I didn't know with laser pistol you could get recoil. Why do they get the energy to move the... I don't know how to say that in English.
To move the slide back and forth for the recoil.
Yeah,
he used CO2, where you put your magazine in the bottom of a Glock was a CO2 cartridge. So the CO2 cartridge kicked the slide back every time you shot. So it was the full equivalent of a 9mm, because I shot 9s and I have 9s, and it felt almost exactly the same. So you got the recoil effect, you've got the ability to shoot multiple targets, moving targets, human, animal, or otherwise. And at the same time, it was fully safe because there was no live ammunition, but you had to shoot his gun. So if you wanted to take your automatic rifle or you wanted to take a revolver, you couldn't do that because you had to use his stuff. And I think that's why it's died, because everybody, remember, here in the US, you can go to a range and shoot in a lot of different places. But so as a result, his setup died, and he was a retired Navy SEAL, And it was a great training course because he taught you everything there. But it died. And I didn't know if any other country they had something like that.
I think Albin actually say about pipe and fishing. You can do. I think it's Albin. I don't know if
Yes, that's
I'm correct.
Yep.
Yeah, Albin. But I just want to remind you. I think you remember L.J. Peretti.
I do remember
guy,
that. I do remember that pipe he was showing. Yes, I do.
That guy. He designed a fly fishing that you can use for pipe fishing. That one right there it's pretty clever, though. That's for
it
sure.
was.
So, Elvin, I have a question for you. You
Yes,
are
sir.
a Harley driver. And is it a kind of hobby for you? Or are you in a club or?
Well, what I did was I'm a sixth generation Texan, so I grew up pretty much studying Texas history, and I actually work for the state's historical association that oversees our sites. So I decided to build a rider club built around visiting historic sites, not just Texas, but all over the country. And I built a club about 20 years ago, the Republic of Texas Riders, and I organize rides for them, and the only requirement is we got to go visit something historic. It might include a historic bar along the way as well, but we do visit historic sites. And so that's a pretty active hobby I have, and it's we, to be honest with you, we've been able to still do that during the pandemic. That's pretty good social distancing on the motorcycle. So that's one of my hobbies, and I'll do it as long as I can do it. And we organize several trips a year, and of course, with the sites I help oversee in Texas, we have a lot of places to visit. So the group really enjoys that.
Alvin, do you go to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Alvin, do you go to Washington on the Brazos?
I do. I was there this past week. We have events there all the time, and I was also at the San Jacinto Battleground this week as well, celebrating San Jacinto Day. So yes, we have a lot of events there, and the Alamo as well. I mean, we have a lot of remote sites in the middle of nowhere, and those are the ones I actually like as well.
As an Aggie, I like that spot.
It's a beautiful site. We had a terrible storm there at Washington on the Brazos several months ago. And there was a famous tree on that site where Sam Houston and the group signed the Declaration of Independence, and a couple of limbs got knocked off of it. So I had the site manager save me one of those limbs. I'm going to try to carve something out of it. But I've got to get, I'm still assembling the tools for that. Maybe I'll make a pipe someday or at least a tamper.
What about Tim? Tim, do we have another hobby besides pipe smoking and pipe making?
Yeah, I've always been into, the longest period of my life, I was into playing chess. But lately, for the past 15, 20 years, I've really been into playing poker, watching it on TV, studying it. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, I really enjoy the game a lot. I try to get better. I'm not that good, but there's a connection between poker and pipes, because any money I would win goes toward pipes. So there's definitely a connection there. But it's a great game. It's a social game. It's a lot of fun to play. It's just very, very entertaining. And it's a little bit, it's at this point, it's sitting through a chess tournament is like a whole weekend, and a poker tournament or a cash game, you can have a little more choice about how long you're there. So just a really fun game. Really enjoy it.
You
Only
play
if you
also
have
online?
a poker face.
I'm sorry?
Only if you have a poker face.
Well, yeah, that helps.
I registered too much. My dad used to whoop my tail end at poker every time because he knew every darn jerk of my face or eyes, knowing what I had in my hand. He could beat me every single time.
Well, it is, if you're lucky enough, the 1 out of 225 times to get a pair of pocket aces, you should probably try to keep your composure and not get too excited about it.
That was my problem. I started grinning.
Tim, if you use your winnings to buy more pipes, does your wife make you give up a pipe if you lose?
Oh, well, you know what? No, thankfully, no. I don't have to give up any, which is good because that would make this unpleasant.
Tim, if
yeah.
I told you how many hands I lost having pocket aces, it would make you sick. I swear, every time I get aces, I lose them because you hold on to them for too long. You get married to them and you go, oh, I got pocket aces. And even when you know you're beat, you don't want to lay it down.
Yeah, it's really hard to lay those down when you get them, But the thing is, one of the things, I learned is that it's really important. You get a premium hand like that, you really got to raise and just try to get everybody out except one, maybe two players.
I'd rather, yeah, that was always the thing. It's like, I'd rather, just take down a small pot, by scaring people off than to lose to somebody that's, just hanging in there and ends up hitting a flush on the river or something stupid.
Right. The more people that are in the hand, the less of it, the bigger chance your aces are going to get cracked. Even people playing a marginal hands, are going to start hitting things. So, that's the whole thing that, your really big hands like aces, kings, and queens, you got to raise and just narrow the field. That's one thing that I've learned along the years.
100%.
It's a fun game, though.
So Tim, do you play chess or poker also online sometimes or not?
Yeah, I sometimes play chess I play poker online just for fun, just with Poker Stars, just basically to practice. I'll do things like I'll read things in books and I'll get like an idea of a technique or a certain way to play something, position or whatever, and I'll try to apply that just in the free games for fun. But there's a website called chess.com, which is great. Yeah. You can just go on there and just, just play a game anytime you'd like. And it's fabulous. It's just so nice to be able to do this. I mean, in my earlier other days of chess, I'd wind up going to a club where you sit and you play at a club, or you go to a tournament, and that usually takes, either a day or a weekend because there's 5 rounds and, each game is like 5 hours long and, it's a whole weekend. But like chess.com, it's great. You can just go online, play for an hour. It's fabulous. It's a great thing about
Tim,
online.
did you watch the Queen's Gambit? Did you start watching?
Oh, yeah. Great. Absolutely. Fabulous show. And not only for the acting and the story, but one thing all of the chess material that they showed on that show was accurate. Like, all the openings they talked about, all the way tournaments were run, the clocks. The only thing that wasn't realistic is just how fast, they had to move quickly in the show, but like chess doesn't really go that fast anywhere near that quickly when you're playing. But no, that show is fabulous. And happy it got the awards it did.
And I never really knew anybody who was on speed, taking drugs for competition.
Well,
but then I was an innocent when I played chess. So.
Well, when I played, I was sober and straight. So,
David, kind of off topic. I just lit up another pipe and it reminded me. I know if you guys like Amphora. And I don't know why I haven't tried this before, but Newminster number 400. I had 403 for years. It's like, I think it's a vapor, but the 400 is like the sweetest, like it tastes like cupcakes. But it's just a straight Virginia. It's really, really good. It's bulk. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's amazing.
Mike, what was the number of that one again?
400. Newminster number 400.
Is it topped?
It's not. It's a straight Virginia, but it's funny. Being from Philadelphia, tasty cakes is a big thing around here.
Oh, love tasty cakes.
So my son was sitting here the first time I lit it up, and he's like, "What are you smoking? That smells like tasty cakes." And I was like, "You know what? It tastes like that baked goods, sugar cookies. Really good that you get from Virginia."
Mike, I grew up in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and Hazleton. So like I tasty cakes. I grew up with those things. But I wanted to comment about the tobacco. I think there's a lot of I don't know, either call them underrated or sleeper tobaccos out there that maybe don't get as much attention as some of the bigger ones. I think the one you just mentioned, I think like Astley's 44 is another one that is out there that's really good and may not get as much attention as some of the others.
Same
Hey,
thing with, and
Tim,
I've
what
said
is
it a
that
couple
again, Tim?
times.
Oh, sorry. Hey,
Ashley's
Tim,
number
what's
40
that blend?
Ashley's number 44, which
yeah.
I got a couple
Okay.
weeks ago. I
All
just
right.
tried, which is really good. The other one that like I just ordered another pound of it is the Sutless 507C, which it's a bulk blend, so it doesn't get, you know, all the admiration of some of the tin blends. But I mean, I'll put that Virginia up against any Virginia that you know, Amphora, and you name it. I mean, it's so good and it's cheap. You know, you get a pound for like $60.
Like, I have a question for you. That's the same as the Virginia slices, right?
The 507C? Yeah, it's it's I'm pretty sure it's funny because Boswell's has like their Virginia slices. A lot of places that have like a Virginia slice, I think it's basically 507C just renamed.
I just bought a pound of that and found it really hard to get it, to jam it into the bottle, into a mason jar, because they were huge flakes.
I just got a pound of it, and it's the same thing like when you buy HH Pure Virginia in a 1 pound box. I mean, they're probably 10, 12-inch flakes. So what I do is I'll take a third of the box and I just cut them in half and then stack them into like a 32-ounce mason jar, like the tall ones, and you can get a pound in there pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up like folding it, stuffing it in there, like it's kind of jamming it in.
Not a bad problem to have, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
I have St. James flake.
Where do you get your shirt?
What's that?
Sorry. Hey, Mike, where did you get your shirt?
Oh, they smoking pipes. I think they sell them, but they ran a thing about a year ago where if you bought more than $150 worth of stuff, you got a free Savinelli shirt.
Nice.
And I think I bought a pipe and some tobacco, and I got it. I'm always on the hunt. Like I'm trying to find a Costello shirt. I want to find any kind of pipe related shirts, which is really hard to come by.
I'm on a search for a Peterson of Dublin baseball hat. I saw somebody on one of the Facebook pages wearing one once, and I mean they're not. I can't find them anywhere. So if any of you guys comes across one, let me know. I pay top dollar or something.
I'll be on the lookout.
We'll look for it.
Does anybody else have any unsung or dark horse tobaccos that don't get enough attention that they want to call out?
I got I hooked up with a guy who was selling off his entire cellar because he was told by his doctor he couldn't smoke anymore. And he had some really amazing tins of tobacco that I'd never heard of before. And I was trying to buy some of the ones that seemed familiar to me. And then he sent me a sample and I tried it and it was unmarked and it was so delicious. And I wrote him back, one of my review pieces, and he said, I've got 5 tins of this that you can buy. It's called Carlton. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this, but they don't make it anymore. But these were unopened tins, and it's an English blend with a very, very, I think taste-wise, it's a medium to strong taste, but not that strong in the nicotine. It's just delicious. So that's my unsung one is Carlton.
Another
Does
one.
it has a strong latakia on it?
I would say yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Another one that again, I'm a big Virginia vapor guy. And I had gotten London Flake from LJ Peretti is one of my favorites, and same with number 8 slices. But I kind of slept on Boston slices, which is I got 8 ounces of that like a week ago, and that's another really good straight Virginia. So that's one that I don't think gets a lot of attention that I would highly recommend.
Mike, you like vapors? Have you tried the Beast, the Cornell and Deal?
No, you know what? And I am kicking myself because I passed on it because something in the description, I was like, I probably won't like that. And, everything that I've heard from it has been really good. So I'm kind of waiting until it hopefully comes back out again. I did the same thing with Sun Bear. I passed on that, and then I ended up loving that. And I paid a little premium to acquire it, but I'll learn. I learned the hard way.
Great review, DDR on that, the Bees. I watch it on YouTube. Fantastic review.
Talking about dark, I'm doing some Ehrlich Dark Fired Kentucky, which is really good.
Which they don't make anymore.
Right now.
They don't make this anymore?
They discontinued it about 2 months ago.
Oh.
So yeah, smoking pipes at the same time had they were $5 a tin. I bought 15 tins so I wouldn't ever hopefully run out.
I thought I was
Peter Heinrichs makes the same thing.
about 4 of these in a couple of those.
Well, in Germany, they a lot of dealers have that as a house brand, so I don't think they stopped to making it completely. Peter Heinrich has a version of it, and I'm smoking that right now from a shop in Stuttgart. So if you look at that, you will find that. And also HU has it. I think it's the Kratermischung number 5. So you will get it there.
Yeah, Peter Heinrichs definitely has it. I have that as well. I just know for whatever reason Ehrlich discontinued it, and I don't know if it's just in the States. Apparently, they tried to discontinue it like 5 years ago, and Pipes and Cigars basically said, if we sell X amount, will you keep it going? And they did, and then they just discontinued it a few months ago, at least on the U.S. market.
Same as in Europe, we don't get it anymore from Ehrlich itself, but as a house brand, it's available nearly everywhere.
Could I ask a newbie question? What do people mean by vapor tobaccos?
Virginia Perique blends.
Virginia Perique blends.
Yeah, Virginia and then Perique
Okay.
vapor.
Oh, I see. All right. Thank you very much.
Very nice and sort of mellow and subtle and sweet, but a little bit of spiciness going on there too. Is the general vapor experience.
Let's give that a try.
When I was a newbie, I was at I think it was Nat Sherman's, and I was green enough that I didn't really know. I was just smoking their house maple syrup blend, whatever it was called, and Barry there, the salesman, said, you have to try this tobacco. It's really, really good tobacco. And it was a bag of Esoterica's Dunbar. And I said, oh, I don't know about that. This looks like a lot of tobacco. And then I bought it, it was $90 or something. And I smoked it, and it was, it's all right. It's not for me. I smoked it a few times. And then as happens so often, you come back to something a few months later, 6 months later, and your palate has changed. And also the tobacco has kind of breathed a little bit. And it's just magnificent. It's incredible how that happens so often with tobacco. It's a living thing. So it kind of changes on you, and then you also change. And, it's just so great about this hobby, is like this continual process of development and discovery.
I hated vapors when I first started. I was always Virginia's, and I think I tried Elizabethan maybe for the first vapor, and I was like, and I 6-8 months later I went back, and that's basically all I smoke is Virginias and vapors.
I've got a weird one that I never hear anybody talking about. And that's Drexel tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Is it 8 or 7? One of the two. It's
8. Number 8.
Virginia Perique.
Yeah.
And it comes in pouches.
Yeah.
And it's usually really dry, but it tastes good, and it's really cheap. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's very
a lot
good.
when I'm going out hiking.
Drexel. I've never heard of it.
Drexel. Yeah,
Drexel
I get it
number 8.
Yeah, I get it at
Smoking
Pipes and
pipes.
Cigar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it American or STG or something?
I believe it's American. I'm not sure who produces it, but it's cool. It's like one of the only flakes that come in a pouch.
Yeah.
Drexel was once a top-selling tobacco for smoking pipes. I think last year.
Wow.
Made by
I gotta give that a shot.
I looked it up. Cigars was giving it away.
Made by Scandinavian Tobacco Group. I looked it up.
Okay. So it is STG. All right.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I do remember when Pipe Cigars was giving that away.
Yeah.
What was it? They were overstocked on it or something? I can't remember now. Why, Louis? Do you remember?
I don't know. I missed that, unfortunately. It seems like a blend I would love.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Well, I would lay money that if you've got a blend like that you can't find anymore, Paul's Pipe Shop will almost certainly have it somewhere.
Well, I heard it was on Canada's license the other night. He said that quarter hole is done. Quarter hole is no longer being used.
Speaking of Paul's Pipe Shop, has anybody talked to Rob? I see Rob's not on. Has anybody spoken to him and see how he's doing?
Yeah, I actually, we texted back and forth, and he's doing well. He's just waiting for hopefully a negative result, because I texted him 3 times and I said, you know, Rob, it's Miguel. I'm just saying hi, and I'm really a bit concerned about your condition. And he texted me back and said, yeah, thank you, Miguel. And I'm just waiting for hopefully a negative result. But he's doing well.
Okay, good.
I noticed there's not so much mention of Samuel Gawiths. Do any of you smoke Samuel Gawiths?
I do. It's just so hard to get in the States. That's the problem. Yeah. But yeah, I love
really?
Full Virginia Flake is one of my favorites, which is hard to get. And the one that I've never been able to get my hands on is the, I think it's Louisiana Flake.
James Flake?
James Flake, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's
in
great.
Malaysia, Samuel Gawith is kind of a bestseller here. So we have, all of the blends.
So you're just giving me another reason to move to Malaysia, right?
Yeah, come here, man. I think the vapor, the Cabis mixture, is one of the best vapor because I don't usually like vapors except for Daniel Elizabethan. So the Cabis mixture is really, really sweet, for me. But you have to pack it a bit different from other coins that you usually do.
Yeah, see now, funny enough, that's one of the only vapors that I get spicy, like pepper notes from. You know, everybody says, oh, vapors are spicy. I always get the stewed fruit and the plum and the raisin end of it. But on Cabby's mixture, which I do love, I get more of that on the retrohale, like that peppery burn you can get from. But it's really good. But that's really hard to get in the States.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Hey,
this is Chris Hallis. I'm new to the Zoom meetings, but I've been following the group for quite a long time. And just on the Samuel Gawith, the 1792 flake is quite interesting. Even the tin note. I found that you definitely want to put it in a pipe that you're not normally in your rotation because it contains Tonkin, and which is a really distinct aroma, and it's kind of hard to get too, like all the other ones, but it's worth a try. It's an interesting smoke.
Well, welcome to the family, my friend.
It's very strong too.
Yeah, welcome, Chris. Yeah, it's a strong blend. That I had that Tonkin flavor Ghost of Pipe for a good month. It took me to kind of, after smoking 5 or 6 bowls out of it, it took me a good month to get that out of there.
I actually dedicated a cob to it. I wouldn't even share another cob with it. It was so strong.
I could highly recommend their Best Brown Flake, which is a straight Virginia, wonderful blend.
Yeah.
You definitely need to try that if you can get your hands on it.
Absolutely, that is one of my favorite, and also the Full Virginia Black. Yes. Pfeifenhuber has it as a house brand, but unfortunately in Europe they don't sell it anymore because of the Brexit. So we have to see if it's coming back. we don't know. But so far, most of the tobaccos are gone. We will see. But I like this too. Brown number 4 is a very good Virginia. And also there is a twist, the brown twist, brown 4, I think.
Yeah,
So
I have that.
So I'm
Very, very
hoping,
good.
like Smoking Pipes had released a statement saying how they were now going to be the importer for Gallup and Hogarth blends, and I had asked Kaz if that meant that they'd be the Samuel Gallup importer, and they said right now no, but they're hoping that it's going that way, that they'll be, you know, one of the main distributors for that in the States, and hopefully it'll be readily available sometime in the future.
But
That's
they have the
interesting.
same company now.
Yeah, it's the same company, and it's interesting because there are some rumors about the outgoing of the market of Europe is that production should go more to the US market. So but that is also a rumor. I don't know if it's true. We will see.
I've been told by the Spanish distributor that the problem is they're going to be, if they still come, much more expensive because the taxation changes after Brexit.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what's going to happen, but knowing the demand in the United States, how good the market it is, I'm not optimistic about that.
Jürgen, were you saying that their plans were to make the majority of their sales in the U.S. or that
Yes.
to increase in the U.S.? You're muted, Jürgen.
The demand is there. It'd be silly not to.
Yeah.
Hey, Jürgen, I didn't hear your answer because you're muted.
So now you can hear me, Kent.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that as a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but it kind makes sense. But on the other side, Germany is a big market for tobaccos, and we had all the blends, nearly everything. Nothing from Gabby Hogarth itself. That would be also interesting, but Ennerdale would never come because of the ingredients. So I don't know what's happening. I think more, the problem is more the tax issue after the Brexit, and they have to figure out, and I think it will come back, but the tin will cost more than 20 euros for sure. Now it was about 16 to 18 euros a 50 gram tin, which is very high priced in Germany. But that is what I think.
So this is probably an idea that every pipe club has already had, and that's why I'm just late to the party. But it occurs to me that one of the strengths of clubs is that they are able to co-op together to buy expensive items. So those of you who live like in Europe, who where the tobacco is so expensive, and then Stuart living in Australia, it'll just have to be you. You'll have to be your own co-op, but you can, form a club where you can pool your resources and buy those expensive tobaccos, and then you don't have to bear the cost of that all as an individual. And I know it's not that much. It's not like it's not going to break anybody's bank, but I think it will. If I was doing this for a living, that's certainly what I would do with the club.
Well, Andrew's not on today, but I know he had said one of his videos I watched, one of the clubs, or like I forget what it's called. It's like the club he was talking about last week. They ended up doing a mass order from Samuel Gallup, and ended up, you could go on and order, and all those people buying it, Samuel Gallup agreed to, okay, we'll ship it to, one main person, and then then they split it up and shipped it all over the country. So that's one way to go about getting, any kind of hard to get blend, but definitely Samuel Gawith, where you can order like a giant order, buy in bulk and then ship it to whoever orders, whatever.
You can do that in Europe. In Europe, the price of every tin of tobacco is regulated by the state, at least in Spain. So, and I believe in Germany as well, because when I buy German tobacco, the price is in the tax sticker. So I guess that's the price that you should sell it. So you can talk to anyone and buy 10,000 tins, but you're going to pay exactly the same as if you just buy one.
Oh, you're still going to pay the same price. It's basically just, you'll be able to get it.
It's not so easy here.
The experience that my local club has. Sorry, you go first, Ricardo.
No, just you have to register with the customs and with the taxation ministry here to be able to sell a brand of tobacco. And there is a list with their prices, and that's all that can be sold here. You can't start a distribution company and bring Ratrice blends here. You have first to go to the government and ask for permission. And of course, I don't know, to pay the royalties to do that. It's not so easy. But
this is not dissimilar from other kinds of clubs. There are cigar clubs, for example, where you can go and, or in, I don't know about Texas, Alvin, but like in Kansas, Kansas is a dry state, but you can go to a private cattleman's club and get liquor there because the club will buy it and be able to sell it to you. And that's what I'm thinking.
Great idea, DDR. On a smaller scale, I've got 4 or 5 friends. I've become attached to the HQ tobaccos that Jurgen smokes, and those are very hard to get. And so we gang up and combine an order and then split the shipping just to kind of keep it more reasonable. Takes 3 or 4 months to get, but we get it. But
David Quisenberry go in with you?
No, he did not. But just some local friends here. But Hans Wiederman certainly knows how to blend tobacco.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a shipment that was supposed to be here Monday. It's been sitting a big shipment, like huge. It's a week late. It's driving me crazy.
It took us about almost 3 months to get our last order.
Where'd you order it from, Alvin?
My friend had found a place that he can order it, and I don't know how he does it, and I didn't ask. I just said, "Here's my money."
I ordered it from Estervols in Germany.
Okay.
And
I think that's where he ordered it. I really do.
And I ordered it. It's been about 7 weeks. I mean, but it was supposed to be here a week ago. It's just the Philadelphia Postal Service. It's been sitting there.
Right. It takes a while. It does.
Let me pop in for a second. I want to ask. So, hey, Cool Dad, are you keeping the kids after school today?
No, not today.
Not today. Well,
not today.
We're about at that time when I start to, not yet. So don't go anywhere yet. We still have some time, but I'm gonna shoo us out here. Ring the time bell in a few minutes. And today, the reason why I'm not sticking around after school is, do you guys remember when we had Keith Moore on as our guest speaker? So I don't know if I shared this with the group, but we had spoken about the videos that he had produced many, many years ago. The Great Masters series, I forget exactly what the name of the series was. And it was out of stock, out of print. He didn't even have a copy of it or anything like that. Well, not long after that broadcast, I got an email from a gentleman who had a copy of all of them on VHS tape. And we made arrangements for him to send them to me, and I've had them digitized, and they're about to be delivered here. The guy's supposed to come to my house in about 20 minutes or so to deliver them. And they're going right to Keith. And I wanted to say that you should keep your eye on his YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed to his YouTube channel, you should go do that, because he said on the show that that's what he wanted to do with them, is put them on his YouTube channel. So we've got them digitized. We've got all of the shows in the series, and that's coming to us really, really soon. So
awesome news.
Keep your eye open for
awesome.
that.
Great
That's
news.
great.
Thank you, David.
I have a question for Oliver.
Yes.
I believe that on Facebook you posted a thing about people telling you what musical instruments they play. Did you get many results?
No, not really. So, but I passed it over to Jürgen. So Jürgen is planning something with music and all this stuff. So I'm pretty much out of this.
I will. I'm hard on this on that things. I will keep up with that. It will take a while. We may have to make a post. Oliver, I text you next week, and we will figure out how that goes. I have get one request about that. So we had a guitarist. So we will see how that works. But I'm working on that, and I don't give up. We will make that happen.
So I play the Native American flute. So do I post that on Facebook still, or where, Jürgen?
You are on mute, Jürgen.
Not now. Where I was, you have to go to the announcement sections. There is a post about that. I have made my comment there, but we will make a next week maybe a special post about that, so we will get more results about that. I have one request. We have a guitarist, and I will keep up with that. It will take a while.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I play the keyboard, if that's of use.
Absolutely. Like, we're not going to refuse any musicians, right? The more the merrier. I won't, because that will ruin everything. But I think that it'd be wonderful. I'm looking forward to that. So Jürgen, thank you for organizing that. That's really terrific.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my
You can play the tambourine, DDR.
I just wanted to know from Dimitri. Dimitri, is he there? By when can we expect that blend that he was more or less he had finalized? I mean, when are we going to start shipping it to the people who want to buy?
Well, it's finalized. I'm right now I'm working on removing stems from tobacco. It takes a long time. I have to do it by hand. And I've removed all stems from Perique. So now working on Nicotiana rustica, and that takes a little longer because besides main stem, it has very thick veins, which I also need to remove. And I'm expecting to have blend ready for shipping in May.
May, okay.
That is great news.
Great news.
All right, I'm going to take advantage of this to wind us down and send us all. Well, as I say every week, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I want to say thank you to all the people who are joining us over there on Facebook and YouTube. You guys, while we're doing the Zoom meeting, if you want to put your phone on YouTube as well, there's a lot of comments that come in, and I don't always have I don't want to take over the conversation and break in, but there's guys chatting with you all. And you don't know it, but they're commenting, they're appreciating you, they're sharing what they're smoking and what they're smoking it in. So even though if they can't make it into the Zoom room, they're over there on YouTube and Facebook. And so I just want to make sure that you guys know that we see you and we appreciate you just as much. I've been getting lots of emails and messages on YouTube and in my email box about people who are getting their vaccines. I am so happy about that. If you live someplace where they're opening it up, just run down again. As a guy who's gotten both of my shots, I didn't die, so I can just encourage you to do it without fear. And as Ramachandran said, there are places in the world where this is a very dire situation. And so, Ramachandran, I am definitely saying my prayers for everybody in India.
Yes.
We're still working on more guest speakers. Like I said, I've been taking a little time off, so I've got to, run those down again. But we do have some people that we've already spoken to. We've got some other brick and mortars that we're going to take some virtual tours with. Very excited about that. The month of May is going to be back on track with a lot of extraordinary things. And I think we're going to dedicate at least 1 or 2 weekends every month where we just hang out and just chat. So it won't always be a speaker. This is a lot of fun. I found out a lot of things, including my minor disappointment at how many people like cats. But other than that, I think this is really nice to find out more about you guys. That's it. Get on out of here. Wash your hands, wear your mask, get your shots. I love you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, guys. Nice to see you all.
Bye, everybody.
Nice to see everybody.
Great being with you guys.
See y'all.
Bye,
David,
everybody.
David, where do I send the
Night,
kid
everyone.
for your wedding
Have a
present?
lovely weekend.
Bye,
Take care.
everybody.
Good night.
Congratulations, David.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Good night, everyone. Ciao.